Should you stay or should you go now? Hello and welcome. My name is Kathy A, and today I'm going to do a very special show for me because it is about a book that has really changed my life, I guess you could say. It has changed my life, and it is called The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. Yeah, I know. Anybody who doesn't know what this is all about is probably going, what? It seems like a really stupid topic, and I thought so too. I actually bought this when it first came out, and I read the first chapter or so, and it just didn't do anything for me, and I never picked it up. And then I saw another YouTube video where somebody was talking about this and how it changed their lives, and I thought, it's just cleaning and stuff, you know, and we declutter all the time on these, you know, on YouTube. I've done a lot of declutters and stuff, but nothing quite like this. This is a book that was written by Marie Kondo. She is a lady from Japan who grew up reading her mother's housekeeping and cleaning tips books and magazines. And as a teenager, she really liked sorting and organizing things, a little OCD thing going on there, I think. And she's just the sweetest thing. And she started a business helping people organize their houses. And this is a lot like, we see those shows on TV about hoarders, and then people go in and try to convince the hoarders to clean up stuff, and it's really hard to convince them. Well, she has a slightly different approach. And we're not all hoarders, some of us probably are, but we're not all hoarders, but we probably have a lot more stuff around than we really need. I moved recently in June, and I went from a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house with a deck and lots of furniture and lots of rooms, and down to a 1-bedroom apartment. And I had to make some really quick decisions about what I was going to take and what I was going to leave, and that was a really eye-opening thing. And many of you, when you're about to move to a new place, you start kind of scrutinizing your stuff a little bit. So this kind of is a takeoff on that, but it's a more positive thing, and it's actually a lot of fun. And you basically will go through each category of stuff in your house that you own, everything, and you are going to sort through it and decide what you want to keep out of the bunch and what you can donate or throw away or even sell in a consignment store or maybe a yard sale or something like that. So I'm just going to take you through the different steps and show you what I did, and hopefully it'll inspire you enough to want to read the book, or even better, I actually have the link below of the actual audio book, and somebody is actually reading the book to you. So I just find after you get through the first couple of chapters, it's very interesting. And it's interesting how we tend to cling to material items and we attach ourselves to them in unusual ways. It's very, very healthy and cleansing to make a decision on something, whether or not it's actually working for you, and whether it's actually something that really makes you smile when you come home, or it's a piece of clothing that you enjoy wearing. So it's actually a very positive experience, and I want to start off with the major overhaul that happens first, because this is what will guide you in the rest of the process. Now, this will encompass everything you own, right from your clothes, your records and CDs and DVDs, your tchotchkes, your kitchenware, bakeware, plates, spoons, knives, your bathroom linens, all your furniture, the things you have on the walls, and then just stuff in your drawers. It actually will make you look at everything you own in a whole new way. So it's a really cool book, and it's a really wonderful concept, and I feel very indebted to her for writing this and for taking the time. Now, she made a huge business out of this. She's a big She has like a 3-month waiting list right now for people that she goes into their homes with them, and she goes through and does this process with them. She's written the whole process in this book, so I mean, I'm sure she's probably quite expensive to hire to do this. I don't believe she speaks English at all. I do have links where she's actually explaining the process, and what it is like one of those TED Talks kind of things. She talks in Japanese and then a translator will explain what she just talked about, but that's also a link below too. I'm not going to show you everything about this book. I'm just going to show you the stuff that I really like, and I'm not the best person to tell you about this stuff, but there are links below to other videos, to people who I feel did it better. There's a lady who just does all the folding. She shows you the best way to fold things. There's a guy who goes through all of his books and his stuff. I think he does it really well, and he's really good. And Marie herself will fold underwear. Although I have to say, she's folding these tiny little thongs and these little A-cup bras. You know, she's got them all faced like this way. She doesn't have that 57-year-old breast stitch, you know, those kind of things. I had to double over mine, you know, just to fold them. But, and my granny panties look more like bedrolls, I think, than little triangles that she's trying to do. Anyway, so yeah, you're going to go through everything, even your accessories, your hats, your scarves, everything. You're just going to go through everything and only keep what you really love. So let's start the process and we'll head into my bedroom. So hello and welcome to my closet. Now one of the things that I did, because I already did this with the clothes actually, was I had at one point 3 full racks of clothes. I had a full closet and 2 of these full racks full of clothes. Now the very first part of this particular process is to take every stitch of clothing, all your t-shirts, your jeans, everything, your coats, and your blouses, your pants, your underwear, your pajamas, socks, everything, and put it on the floor. Just take everything you own, put it on the floor, and just stack it up. And by doing this, you're seeing what you own. And you can see I've already done this, so it's actually already kind of been a shock for me because I got it narrowed down to this, and it's still a lot. You take everything you own, and I'm not going to take all the t-shirts out, but all the t-shirts, everything, and go through them. And then you're going to pick it up one by one, and you're going to hold it up to you and you're going to say, wow, do I like this? Is this something I really want to keep? If I was shopping and I saw this on the rack, would I buy it again? Would I pay money for this? And basically, you're going to make 3 piles. You're going to make a pile of things that you're going to keep. In this case, I'm just putting them up here because I am going to keep it. You're going to have a pile of things that you're going to sell or have a consignment store handle or send it to ThredUp, you know, that online place. And then you just go through each thing and you think, oh, gee, I kind of like this. I wonder if it fits. Make sure it doesn't have stains or rips. The whole idea behind, a lot of people will take their old t-shirts and they'll say, oh, I'll just wear it to bed, or I'll just wear it around the house. No, don't take an old t-shirt and wear it around the house. I have one shirt that I wear as a painting shirt, and I don't wear crap to bed. I don't think that you should sell yourself short like that. I think you should have nice things that you wear, things that you really enjoy, things that bring you joy. So you look at everything and you say, does this bring me joy? Actually, this doesn't, now that I'm looking at it. So, I'm going to put this in my let it go pile. let it go, let it go. And then there's the shirt. Okay, I just got this from ThredUp actually, because somebody used their code and I could afford something, so I've got that. And she says that the longer things go down on the left and then they go up to the right. So now this is just a basic blue turtleneck, doesn't fit me all that well. It's getting a little faded, so I think what I'm going to do is donate that. So I'm just going to make a pile over there of donated stuff. And the same thing, this is kind of a batwing black sweater. I've already got that other one I really like. This one, I'm not really even supposed to wear black. You know, it's not one of my Color Me Beautiful colors. Now this one I like. It's got a little bit of shimmer to it, a little sparkle, so I am going to keep this. And this I really like a lot for work. I like the leopard pattern. It works really well, so I'm going to keep that. It brings me joy. It's something that does it spark. I think a lot of us we make excuses because it's like, well, I spent so much money for this. But, you know, I like the stitching on this. I like the color. I'm going to keep this. But you think, I'm not going to get rid of it because I've always had it. I might wear it someday. You know, and this is an autumn blouse. I'm going to keep this. I like the little spikies on this. I'm going to keep this. And make sure it fits you. I mean, is it something that... Now this is getting a little faded, but I really like it. It's my autumn go-to sweater. I think this one is heading out the door. This is the M collection. I'm just going to give that away. And I've worn this every spring for the last 3 years. I really like this blouse a lot, so I'm going to keep it. And she doesn't think you should separate by season or anything. She said you can separate by type, like the really heavy stuff, you can put all the heavy stuff together and put all the light stuff together. But I really like this blouse. So, well, here's something. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of frumpy on me, and if you're debating it, generally that's a sign that it can go. Keep in mind I've already done this process. Now these are some black trousers I need for work, and I do like the fit of them and I like the cut of them. And these are skirts that I like very much. You're supposed to do one at a time, and I like this one very much. It's very official. This one I like. It's really fun to wear, and I can wear a lot of different things with it. This is a real nice, I always think of jackets are hard because this is like Coldwater Creek, expensive, you know. So you really have to think about it. Do I love this? Try it on, see how you feel. And I really like this. I love the sparkles on it. I like the colors. Autumn's coming. So this is beautiful. I'm keeping this. Sweater. I really like this pattern. I like this stuff. It hides a lot of ills, you know, the muffin tops. I'm keeping this. This one I like. It's very groovy, nice purpley top. This one I just got from ThredUp. I thought it was kind of a cool, it's an over shirt. It's a nice sweater. I do like this. And this is a nice navy blue sweater for work. I have conservative work stuff I have to have. Now this is a really nice autumny, very unique blouse. It's a nice basic black sweater. I love this color. It's a lot of fun to wear and it looks good and it's long. So again, hides the old muffin top thing going on. This is one of my favorites. I really like this a lot. It's my little Chanel. I really like this with the black trousers and some kind of a little blouse there, so this is staying. This is reversible, and I love leopard. If you haven't noticed, leopard and cheetah are like my favorite patterns, very autumny. Hold it in your hands, hold it up, see if it would be fun to wear, if you like it, if it sparks joy, if you would buy it, if you were in a store and you saw it, would you buy it again? Does it fit you? Is it stain free? Does it have all the buttons and zippers? This is my Stevie Nicks. This is kind of a scarf that I put on the back of my chair at work. So I will keep that. I enjoy that. This is my raincoat, which is kind of a duochrome again. I really like the colors on there. I need to fix the buttons on it though. And this is my winter coat, which is a really pretty red pea coat, which I bought last year at a coupon sale. So I have a pile of things that I'm going to let go, and I have what I'm keeping is here. And then you can see my shoes. These are my boots. And I have to show you these because these bring me joy more than any other shoes. These are my Carlos Santana booties. And if you ever watched the movie Spinal Tap, he has a guitar that goes to 11. These booties go to 11 for me. These are my favorite. And I think I've only worn them once, and that was to try them on, to hobble over to the mirror to see how they looked. And I just love them. There will be a day that I will wear them. I love them. They bring me joy, but they're not very functional. And you'll see over here I have all of my shoes organized. These are pared down from probably, I don't know how many pair, but a lot. So I had a lot of shoes here. And I organized them so all my clothes are together. And then I have my drawers, which have my scarves and undies and pajamas and robes and things like that. So on this side of the room, I have all of my belts, and this is my snake tie. That was from a place called Freudian Slap in California. But these are just the belts that are left. And again, I had to make sure they all fit me correctly and that they still went with clothes that I wanted and that I like them. And this is the jewelry I have. It's one of those shower caddies, and it's perfect for holding earrings. These are all the drop earrings. And then I bought one of those things at the Bed and Bath and put my necklaces and the stud earrings in the little holes on that. So my jewelry is all right there. My bracelets are all right in here. I have my mirror, and I have plenty of room so that I can check it out. And then in here, I love this thing. These are my handbags. So I have like my wallet. You know, like Marie comes home and she takes everything out of her handbag and she puts it away in a special place, and she thanks her handbag for holding her stuff all day. Of course, you know, when I open my handbag, it looks like I packed for a 12-day trip. So I don't know if I could do that, but I have all of my handbags in here, and these are only the handbags I absolutely love. And I do clean them out once a week maybe if I'm using them, and I do swap them out. I have different ones for different days, and I have this is a fancy one that I got. This is from ThredUp. This one, I thought this was kind of neat for autumn time. It's a small one, and just a nice little storage place. And I bought this at the Big E Fair last year. It's kind of an interesting handbag. This is more of a spring bag. So I have a spot for all of my stuff, and that's the secret. She wants you to have a place for all of your stuff so that everything goes back in its place, so your house will always be in order. So that's that. And if we look over this way, we have the makeup table here, and then I have my record player. This is holding my wigs right now. And I have my records just below, so I can put my Bobby Sherman record on if I want, and I've got a few others in there. Some of us don't ever grow up. Anyway, so this is the makeup area, and it's very organized. I'll be going over that when we hit that part of it. So anyway, that's basically it. You take everything out, put it all on the floor, and you will be shocked at what you own. And then literally just go through and say, is this how I want myself represented? Do I really love this thing? Does it work for me? Does it fit me? Is it full of holes and rips and stains? Is it really, really worth keeping? You really want to look at things in terms of what you want to keep. Not so much what you want to get rid of, but what you want to keep. What brings you joy? Those things bring me joy. The art on the walls brings me joy. The you know, the bedding brings me joy. It's whatever, it sparks joy for you, and it's a personal decision, and this will help you in so many ways, because you will suddenly have a lot more confidence in your decision making. You'll have a lot more decisiveness in the rest of your life, and once you get your house in order, the rest of your life will get in order as well. So that's pretty much all I'll be able to tell you. I know that by having the book you'll learn a lot more about the different processes and some of the rules and regs for like kitchenware and things like that that are very, very helpful. I haven't done my entire house yet, so I've just been going category by category, and the one I've been saving for last is the Mementos sentimental stuff. So another big part of this for me is the fact that because I have such limited space, I have a few boxes, and I'm sure you all have a box or two or three or four like this where you inherited your parents' stuff. Both of my parents have passed away, and they lived in a house since 1954. And when we went through the house, some of the kids took some of the stuff, and I was the one who wound up having to be the executor of the will and everything. So I got all the stuff in the boxes, and I felt obligated to it. I felt like, well, it's my parents' stuff, you know, it's family stuff, and I can't let it go. I mean, it's, you know, and she kind of goes through this with you, and she says, does this stuff bring you joy? And it's like, well, no, but I can't let go of it. It's not mine. It's my parents, you know. And it's like, well, it's not going to give them joy anymore either, actually. My mother did a lot of genealogy research. My father had a lot of mementos from around where he went in the war. He had rocks from Gibraltar, and he had, you know, things like that that don't really mean anything to me. But they do to him, and they would be probably better off in a yard sale where somebody can enjoy them, or selling them on eBay or something like that, or even donating them to some charity group so that they can resell them and get some money for them. That sentimental kind of memento is the most difficult kind, and there's photographs, newspaper articles, things like that, things that really means something to you because the people are no longer with you. And so you feel like, oh gosh, you know, she always wore this scarf, so I'm going to keep this scarf. I'll never wear it, but I'm going to keep it. You know, it's that kind of a thing. Or, you know, it'll just be, well, she always had this salt shaker, you know, or she always had this gravy boat, or it was always on our dinner table. I'll never use it, but it was always there, so I should keep it, you know, I shouldn't let it go. And it's almost like you feel that if you're giving it away, or if you're selling it, or somebody's really finding joy in it and would love it, maybe one of your other relatives would like it, I don't know. It's almost like you're giving away a piece of the person that it was part of their life. And it's not. You're not giving away that person. As long as you have your memories, you have that person. So it's an emotional thing for me, because I have so much stuff I had to get rid of. And it was, it was an emotional process for me because I had a lot of stuff from my parents. And I felt really guilty donating it or even selling it in a yard sale to make some money to get some things that I know they wouldn't have minded. A lot of this stuff my mother had actually kept of my grandmother's. The toughest part of this video is talking about memento clutter, and I've already tried to film this 3 times. It's really hard. When your parents pass away and you have their stuff, it's like you don't want to give their stuff away because you feel like it's a piece of them. And what's really difficult about family mementos is that you feel like you're giving away a piece of your parents. You know, it's like it's their stuff, it's them, and it's like you're letting them go. And it's just stuff, it's not them. So it's an emotional release, and I can tell you that you don't miss this stuff, and that it doesn't matter, and that it's okay. It's that they won't mind. That you've made space for things that you love, for things that matter to you. I'd be willing to bet that they would know that you are happy now and that you have room and space and money to buy the things that make you happy, because that's what's important now, is your life, your stuff, what makes you happy. But if it's just stuff in a box in your basement, you're not appreciating it. It's not them. It's not anything that's making anybody else happy. And it's stuff that could make somebody happy, and it could be useful to somebody else. Somebody could be looking for that gravy boat because it matched their grandparents' pattern and they use it for big family dinners every Sunday. It could be, you know, the salt shaker could be something that somebody uses every single day in their house, and they don't have very much money. So think of your stuff as just things. They're just material things. They're not people, they're not relationships. And if they're not really anything you like, you really shouldn't keep them. It's really not necessary. It's okay to give things away. It's okay to part with it. It's not that you're disrespecting your family or your deceased loved ones. You're making your own life and you're making yourself happy, and that's what's really important. Sentimental clutter is the hardest kind to do, and that's why it's saved for last, and that is the most difficult type to go through. This is things like photographs, clothing, personal belongings of your parents or grandparents that are now deceased. And these are things that you probably have in a box stored away, and we all have a box like this, or even our own childhood. We have our drawings from kindergarten, or I had a rock painted and made into an elephant with felt. You know, there's what they call sentimental clutter. Now there's things that are just fine for you to keep. This brings me joy, so I keep this. But there's other things. There's things that really don't matter to me that would make me happier, actually, if it was being functionally used by somebody who appreciated it and enjoyed it. And it doesn't bring me joy, so this can go. And that's really hard, because some people attach a person to a thing like this. They attach that, well, if I give this away, it's my grandmother's, you know, it was she gave this to me, or you know, I always saw it on her dining table with flowers in it, or you know. And it's up to you. If it brings you joy, if you want to put flowers in it and put it on your table and it's a nice thing and you want to come home to that, that's one thing. But if you don't have an attachment to it, then release it, let it go, let it be somebody else's joy, let it be functional and useful for somebody else. And this is the toughest type of thing to say, I'm going to keep it or I'm not, because you've got photographs, you've got writings, letters, postcards. My parents wrote letters back and forth from the war. There's telegrams from my father. There's rocks he picked up when he was on shores of Tripoli or whatever he was at in the war. There are things that mean a lot to him. There's photographs of people, I don't know who they are. And it's like, it's stressful almost, because I've got this box of stuff and I'm not moving it, you know. I'm not going to give it away. I can't lose it. I got to keep it. I'm keeper of the stuff. And why did I get this? I'm keeper of the stuff because I was executor of the will. I inherited the house. We threw away a lot of the junky stuff, but then what do we do with this stuff? What do we do with the things? The jewelry, the knitting needles, you know, things that they may or may not have any real sentimental value. You know your parents used them, you know that they liked them, it was part of their life, but it's not part of your life. So you can release these things. This is just a salt shaker, you know, just because it belonged to your grandmother doesn't mean you have to keep it. And the same thing with wedding dresses and old dried flower arrangements. You know, it was like, oh, it was always on your grandmother's mantle. Do you like it? Do you want it in your house? So this is the kind of stuff that Marie specifically saved for last, because she knew that unless you're in the right mindset and you're thinking, does this bring me joy? You know, do I love this hat or do I not? And it's like, okay, I can look at things like clothes and say, yeah, well, no, it looks like a scarecrow hat. Or I love this scarf, I love it, it's great, it's beautiful, I can't wait to wear it this autumn. But things like this was my grandmother's. I can't give it away, it's like giving away my grandmother. And that's where you have to detach. That's where you have to say, no, it's just a salt shaker. Your grandmother is in your heart, in your memories, maybe some photographs you have. There's got to be something else of your grandmother's that can wield those fond moments, you know, like a scrapbook she had of pictures of her when she was young. That's a lot different than things like this. And we all have boxes with things like this in them. I have drawers full of cookie cutters and things like that, biscuit cutters. And it's like, unless you're going to use them, they serve you no purpose, and they're not going to bring you joy. They are just going to weigh you down, and every time you move, every time something comes up, you're going to see that box of stuff that you don't even like, but you're keeping it because it's the family's. And it's just going to give you a little sigh because you just don't think that you're allowed to give it away. So I'm going to give you permission to give it away. I give you permission. You can give it away. It's all right. It's not your parents'. It's not your grandparents. It's just a thing. So anyway, I am going to give away my copy of this book because it really helped me pull my life together. I'm still in process of doing different other categories in my house, and because I'm working and doing a lot of stuff at the same time, and I do have a life outside of YouTube, so I haven't been able to get to everything yet. I will be doing the makeup portion on video, so you'll be able to see me decluttering the makeup, and that ought to be interesting. But I'm going to give away this, and all you have to do is comment below and just put the life-changing magic of tidying up somewhere in your comment, and I will enter you in, and next week I will pull your name, one of you, and I will send it to you. I don't care. It's open internationally. I don't care where you live, because this is just so life-changing, and if it helps you, that's great. And then there's Marie herself, who will speak. I have a link of her speaking about it, and somebody's translating for it because she speaks Japanese. And then there's a lady who just knows how to fold all the clothes. She knows how to fold everything so that it's the perfect, you know, the perfect rectangle, and it stands up straight. The sweet spot, as Marie Kondo calls it. Hey there, baby. Can I buy you a drink? Thank you so much for sitting with me all day under the desk and working so hard. Hey, you're looking good. You working out? I bet you're still searching for that lost shaker of salt. There you go. I hope that this has been helpful to you, and I hope that something maybe has struck a chord, and maybe you saw this for a reason. Maybe you need this. Maybe you need to go through this. So it's a really cool process, and I'm hoping that this will influence you to try it out, because it is just life-changing, and it's been so cleansing for me. And anybody who's moved knows that this is kind of along that line, and actually once you're moved into the new place, you don't even remember what you left behind. So that's how little things can mean to you if they really don't mean anything to you in your life. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful week. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.